Even before the official announcement, Claire Asiko was a picture of heart-wrenching anxiety, battling to stay positive even in the midst of waning hope. She had been keeping that faith and hope alive ever since the fire that claimed 9 lives.
As all parents who came here today, we expected that at least the DNA could not match, so that we may be wondering where Natalie is and expecting her to come back one day.
But that hope was dashed the moment the government pathologist started reading out the names of the bodies positively identified.
The first one was Natalie Nanga.
Natalie Nanga Asiyo, her only daughter and child, was on top of that list, crushing a mother's heart and hopes.
It's a big loss, given the fact that that is the only daughter that my niece has. It's a very big loss to the family, but all in all, we thank God.
That same hope was evident in the family of the late Esther Neema. Her father and brother were here when the news confirming their worst fears was relayed.
I was hoping that they tell me it doesn't match, so that maybe my daughter will appear from somewhere. It's tough news to receive.
They were amongst the families of the 9 girls who turned up at the Chiromo mortuary to identify their kin, and one by one they did just that, entering the morgue with some semblance of strength and coming out broken. This girl, for instance, unable to bear the pain of losing her twin sister in the fire that she herself survived. The bodies of the deceased had been burnt beyond recognition, necessitating a DNA test to match the bodies to the families, an exercise that took approximately 1 week.
Bodies are burned so much, at times it's very, very difficult to get the tissues for DNA. Many times we take bones, and when you take a bone, it can take even 2 months. However, when we are doing the autopsies, we are able to get blood from them, and blood take a very, very short time, and that's why we were able to take this 1 week, yes.
The government pathologist was able to identify the deceased as Natalie Asiyo, Marcia Ogeto, Alakir Malong, Hannah Jeyiso, Winnie Kerubo, Esther Neema, Hawa Aziz, Nancy Wamuderu, and Mary Njengo. The government says it will help the families financially in the burial arrangements, including paying for the mortuary fees and providing caskets for the deceased. The school is also in talks to have 1 requiem mass for all the departed girls. The bodies of the deceased have now been released to the families, who now face the emotional journey of not only arranging for their final burial, but also saying that final goodbye to their loved ones. Brenda, Wanga, NTV at Chiromo Mortuary in Nairobi.